Hi, everyone, and welcome to our 12th mini mindful moment. I actually have some slides here that I would like to share with you as an introduction to our mini mindful moment mindfulness practice. So let me go ahead and pull that up. So today, our topic is how to deal with messy power dynamics. Let me move some stuff around my screen here so that I can see everything I'm sharing with you clearly. Um, yeah, so how to deal with messy power dynamics. It's actually the here in the US, it's the 4th of July week. A lot of people are on vacation. This is our Independence Day, and it seemed like talking about power dynamics would be really appropriate about now. So I am Karen Tax. I am a leadership coach who guides people at all levels of organizations through mindfulness practices that build their leadership presence and personal power. So most people feel ambivalent about power. This is true. And this is understandable given the abuses of power that we see around us. And if you want to deal with messy power dynamics in healthy ways, it's really important for you to feel good about your own power. So, most people think of power in terms of position power, the power that a role gives you, like being a CEO or a president, or military power, the power of force and weapons and intelligence, resource power, the ability to wield scarce resources that others don't have, like money or information or computing power. There's all kinds of different resource power. But when it comes to messy power dynamics in business or organizations, it usually comes from conflict between interests or perspectives. So different interests or perspectives, asymmetry in power between people lower and higher in an organizational hierarchy, or egos clashing over who's ultimately right and who's wrong. So it's good to know kind of where that comes from and how far messy power dynamics can go. It's important to know that too, like where's the line that I could cross. That comes in understanding what a hostile work environment is. That's created when a person or group is trying to control or manipulate the actions of others through either emotional or physical coercion. Okay, just good to know where that line is. So, personal power is actually anchored in love, not romantic love, but connection love, like aliveness love, turn on love. And it's the basis of wielding power in healthy ways. But power is often misunderstood because most people don't know what healthy power dynamics look like. So, um, people will often apply the other ways of thinking about power, like position, military, or resource power. They will apply that, or they'll see you through that perspective and then assume the worst of you when you're trying, when you have good intentions, right? And you can end up creating a mess where you were trying to avoid a mess all along being powerful. So, and an example of this is when you are clear about what you want and you say it, but other people think that you're being controlling and manipulative because they can't actually be in their own power and know what they want. So, I mean, it is definitely tricky. This low energy class, so causes us to go into collapse. It causes us to go into hyper energy when we're trying to get things done. So, patience and practice is key, as is experimenting and exploring with people who are willing to learn to be empowered, powerful together with you. And this is what healthy leadership is all about. I learned really truly about personal power and being powerful together in my marriage. That's where I learned how to step out of the old role power dynamics that came from um, what I came in with, and my husband came in with ideas about what marriage should look like. So businesses are often an ideal place to explore healthy power dynamics because it's usually in the best interest of the performance of the organization for everyone to be as empowered as possible, right? To be in service to the goals of the organization. So the key to dealing with messy power dynamics comes down to being aware of how you're showing up. This is what I go over with people in these many mindful moments over and over again. So you can get a lot of practice with what it is that I'm offering you. So the two factors to be aware of with how you're showing up is whether you're being reactive, and that would be triggered into a fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response. Usually it's very subtle. Most people are in this reactive state most of the time. Or responsive, which is where you're in a calm, open, connected, curious way. And you can watch my mini mindful moment on navigating fear with clarity for an experience of moving between reactivity and responsiveness. And there's a link in the description for this recording where you can get to that mindfulness practice. It's important to know that when you are reactive, your mind will move into scarcity thinking, where you think and actually you don't just think, you're quite certain that you don't have enough. You know it because that's the way the world is. But when you're in your responsive mind, you will move into abundance thinking, where you start to experience and think, oh, I have enough and anything's possible. So these become states of mind that inform how we think and behave. And what this can look like is I like to use this Hoberman sphere. When I'm reactive, I'm contracted and I'm pushing to get things done. And sometimes I get locked into that reactive state. That's all I can ever do. And sometimes I'm more responsive in a more relaxed, calm, open, curious, engaged, connected state. And really, the ideal is to be able to move between reactive and responsive. That's how we become resilient. So, abundance thinking happens when we shift into a responsive state. And we'll go back and forth between right reactive and responsive, but in responsive and more responsive, we can relax and access more energy and more intelligence, more creativity, even more money, all kinds of good things. So, researchers and authors of the book Scarcity found that the effect of persistent scarcity thinking, yes, this is true. The research has shown that it can lower your IQ by as much as 13 to 14 points. And I want you to keep in mind that scarcity thinking is the dominant paradigm in society. So, being relaxed and tapped into abundance is something that you need to consciously choose and practice. So, the healthy way to deal with messy power dynamics is to bring abundance thinking to the situation, abundance thinking will help you to move out of either or thinking that keeps you in right, wrong, is I'm right or you're right, into both and thinking. We both can have an experience of being powerful and right and creative in this situation. Usually it's not right, it's going into creative. Or experiencing states of consciousness where more is possible. And accessing new energy in the form of information, creativity, that's available when you move through reactivity into responsiveness. So today we are in the south of the IMX compass, where emotional intelligence and relationships are at play. You can go to mini mindful moment number 1 if you need a refresher on the IMX compass. And again, A link to that is all my past practices are in the description. So let's go into, out of all the talk and the pictures and all of that, into an actual experience of what this can be like to navigate messy power dynamics through a mini mindful moment. So get comfortable with the information that I just shared with you. Let yourself shift around to get comfy however you need to. And notice how you're showing up. Just do a check inside of yourself. And go ahead and close your eyes as you do that. Just check in inside of you. Notice your breath. It's always the best place to start when you're doing any kind of mindfulness. Notice your body and how your breath enlivens your body with each inhale. And as you notice your body and breath, notice the aliveness and energy that is available to you. It's just naturally there, something that we usually take for granted. So go ahead and let yourself be supported by the chair. If you're sitting in a chair, if you're standing up, if you're on the ground, let yourself be held by whatever it is that you are sitting in, standing, lying. And know that right now you are safe and that you have enough. Feel the aliveness and energy that is you. And go ahead, as we usually do, and let that energy drop down into the ground, deep, deep down into the ground. And let your energy be tethered to the earth. Let yourself feel that connection to the earth. So grounding helps us to bring possibility into reality and tap into the abundance of life that is here now, in this moment and in every moment. Let go of worrying about things, whatever you might be concerned about, your to-do list, things that have to get done, being preoccupied. Just let all the thoughts that are floating through here, we're not trying to get rid of them. We're just letting them float through. They're going to still hang out there. That's fine. Give yourself permission to just be. Nothing to do. And gently allow yourself to open to more energy, new energy flowing through. Feeling the flow of life. It's always here for you. If you're having trouble feeling this, one of the things you could do is if you're by a window, look outside and look at the trees. Maybe that might be any kind of aliveness, or if you have a pet, let yourself feel connected to nature and life. And let this new energy, it's always here, but when you're aware of it in this way, you can have more energy come through you. So let this new energy relax you and flow through you. You just naturally let it move. And allow yourself to be very simple, just being. Notice how you're not fighting any part of yourself, the thoughts, it's fine. It's fine that they're there. Whatever feelings you might have bubbling up, it's fine. You're not trying to make yourself any different than you are. See if you can, in this moment, just feel content and calm. Feeling the aliveness of you, opening to trust, opening to a sense of peace and well-being. Opening to abundance, life energy flowing through you, always more. And let this energy guide you to whatever's needed. You don't have to always think your way through to everything. Just let this life force energy show you for you and others. In this way, everyone can be the best that they can be. There's always an abundance of energy, always more. Let yourself feel the abundance. That's just a natural part of life. So go ahead and bring to mind a situation that feels like a messy power dynamic. And if it's a messy power dynamic, it's probably causing you some stress. Yeah. Just bring one thing to mind, one situation. So if you're stressed, you're probably experiencing scarcity thinking because either you're right or the other person is right or wrong. Yeah. Somebody's got to be right. Somebody's got to be wrong. Yeah. Maybe. Or because there's not enough time or money or resources. So there's intention, right? In the physical world, limitation and scarcity are real. This is true. So let yourself go to the scarcity that you're experiencing now with this messy power dynamic and let it be real. We're not denying any of it. Make sure you check in with your breath. Continue to feel that aliveness that's just there in you, is you, as you. And I want you to think about this situation, this messy power dynamic, as an object. If it was an object, what would it be? Maybe a rock, contentious rock. Maybe it's a giant hairball. Maybe it's a flower, but it's your object. This is how you experience the situation. And I want you to let yourself imagine holding this object in your hand. This messy power dynamic with all of its stress is sitting there in your hand, and you are looking at it in your mind, imagining you're holding it. And this object is not defining you. It's not owning you. Maybe it's not even stressing you here. Look at the object from a feeling of trust. Hmm, maybe some curiosity. Interesting. Let yourself be calm and peaceful. And in reality, you're probably still feeling some stress and tension here. Maybe some serious stress. You can feel both at the same time. But what we're doing is looking at this object in your mind's eye sitting on your hand from a place of abundance, abundant energy, abundant life, abundant ideas, creativity. And you're giving yourself the time and the space to relax and simply notice the situation as an object in your hand. What's happening to this object? Mine just kind of turned into a puddle. Huh. Yours might still be kind of gnarly. Or not. Maybe it's starting to shift. We're not trying to make it shift here. We're not trying to make it do anything. We're just noticing with awareness that comes from abundant life force energy. Notice how your hand can be relaxed and indeed your whole body relaxed. Hmm. Noticing how that stress might feel like tension in your body as you look at this object. Let yourself notice whatever tension is here with the abundant energy. It's never just the tension and nothing more, the stress and nothing more. There's always more energy, life, spaciousness. Now, in this moment, I want you to check in with your sense of time. It is possible to feel an abundance of time in this kind of spaciousness. So, what has your experience of time? What is it like in this moment? So, what would be normal is like a taking your breath in. I don't have time to deal with this situation. I don't want to give energy to it. It's a waste of time, whatever, right? A waste of time, a waste of energy. Like, just notice that and keep noticing energy flowing through your body. If we don't take the time to be with the situation from a different place, we're just going to keep reacting to it. So let ourselves come to the situation from a different part of ourselves where there is more than enough energy and ideas, creativity and possibility. For me, it's like a bigger intelligence than my wee little mind can access. I'm coming from a more whole part of me where I can know more. So In this moment, we are allowing the abundant energy of life to take care of things for us. We don't need to be in heroic efforting here to resolve this power dynamic in this moment. So, this abundant energy of life, it can put you in the right place at the right time, line things up. Like, you don't have to do it all by yourself because you're not by yourself. You're connected with life. You can't not be connected to life. So let yourself look at the object again in your hand, this stressful situation, ooh, and ask yourself, what deeply matters to you in this situation? Getting a sense of what deeply matters to you is where you can get clear about your power. This is where I'm standing. This is what I care about. This is what's important. And not just to me, for others as well. Me and you. Abundance. Both and. So as you look at this object in your mind's eye, where are the others who are involved in this situation? How are they showing up? And let yourself continue to feel relaxed and feel that energy flowing. Look at everyone else. Here in abundance, there is space and time for everyone's perspectives and needs. So let yourself be curious about the others. Let yourself be connected with them. You might feel like, but there's not enough time for that. Yes, I know. I know. Just breathe. All is well in this moment. Let yourself be curious. And look at the object yet again and notice, how is it changing as you feel spacious abundance with yourself and everyone else. You might have experienced it changing, you might not, it's fine. Notice how you feel different here and now. You, in this moment, are no longer struggling with this situation, except for maybe the parts of you that are still kind of hooked. But over time with practice, you can unhook from the struggle by simply how you're showing up in awareness and presence that comes from abundance. So go ahead and open your eyes. And as you go through the rest of your day, my invitation to you is to bring this sense of abundance with you and to know that solutions can emerge from these messy power dynamics that were not possible before when you show up with this kind of abundant being, energy, thinking. Yeah, it make all the difference. So go forth and be powerful in abundance and let me know how it's going. I'd love to have some comments showing up about um, how you're experiencing these practices, any questions that you might have, where it's working for you, where it's not working. Love to see some of that. Okay. Have a great day.